Alright, we're reviewing Aquaman. This technically comes out Friday, so if you have not yet seen it, we're probably going to jump into spoilers like halfway through, maybe toward the end, so just tune out by then, I'll let you know when. Directed by James Wan, who directed like Insidious, The Conjuring, and it stars Jason Momoa as Aquaman and Amber Heard as Mera, and a bunch of other stars actually. Willem Dafoe, Patrick Wilson, Nicole Kidman, Arthur Curry, who is just kind of a guy, he's like kind of a drunk also, and he's a bastard from Nicole Kidman's The Queen of Atlantis, and then she hooks up with this lighthouse keeper, and then they have Aquaman, and he's like the rightful heir to the throne. Then you have King Orm, who's Patrick Wilson, and he's fighting for the title of Ocean Master. Yeah, it sounds ridiculous. But then, and then Amber Heard comes in, and then she seeks his help. That's where we have our adventure, because then they have to find the Poseidon's trident. Is it Poseidon's? It's like a three-point trident.
It's the first king's.
Yes.
The first king of Atlantis is his trident.
His trident. So they're looking for that.
Who that is.
Yeah, Atlan.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. They're looking for his trident for the whole movie, and you know, if you can take the trident, you are the rightful heir of Atlantis, or rightful king. And then, so that's where we have our movie. It's kind of like an Indiana Jones-esque like adventure movie with them trying to look for this artifact, I guess. I thought this movie was like super long for really no reason. You could have chopped up a good amount of this movie. The comedy didn't always hit for me. I thought there were some moments where I was just like, oh, like, you know, that's funny, but really the reason you go see this movie is the visual effects, for sure. The CG is fantastic. There's a lot of really cool action scenes. Without giving spoilers, they all kind of like, I kind of had this conversation with Will, they all kind of like start the same way. Like there's this explosion, and then like somebody shows up every time. Like Will's like, it's almost like they don't know how to have an action sequence without like... I didn't even
think of that, yeah.
But like every time there's some kind of explosion. But I thought the underwater like technology was really cool. Like all the, you know, them talking, and it sounded like they were underwater. At times I couldn't really understand them.
The hair was moving. I was like, how, like, this is like actually really good.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that without like breaking all the cameras. Yeah. But really, when you think like main actors, you don't really think of either of these two people, like Amber Heard and Jason Momoa. They're just kind of like one-note actors most of the time. Like all the other movies that I've seen them in, they're just kind of like whatever. But I think James Wan really managed to like play to their strengths in this movie. Like Jason Momoa is like the bro-y, like, you know, Aquaman, and then Amber Heard's like the more like serious, like, we gotta get this done, kind of like a female action hero. You know, they're not very great actors, but they make it work because James Wan's able to bring out their strengths. It was cheesy, but like not to the point where it's like unwatchable. Like it's a fun movie.
Oh yeah.
It's just very long.
Yeah.
So that's really my only complaint with this. I don't know. What did you think of this movie?
I thought it was good. Like you said, it's just like, it was just something that kept it from being really, really good.
Yeah, right.
It was just like, it was like a good movie. It could have been shorter. There was a lot of scenes that Will brought up where they kind of just went somewhere to then go to somewhere else to then go to somewhere else to then actually get the trident. It's like you didn't have to do all that.
It's a lot
you could have just did like one thing to just go get it. So like, some of it could have been cut out, but I thought it was like, it'll be a good movie for people. Some people might find it really long. And also there's one section that I guess we'll talk about in the spoilers, where you're like, why are they doing this? Like, aren't they trying to do this in a fight? And it's kind of just like, it kind of throws you off, and you're just like, kind of like on the ride. You're like, whatever. I guess this is gonna happen now. It's
very like, I guess it's a kind of a. I actually, what I'm about to say is not true, but I think that like this is a good movie to go see over Christmas for sure. Like, if you want to see like just mindless like action. But I do think if you want to go for like more of the heart, you would see Bumblebee or Mary Poppins. I haven't seen Mary Poppins yet, but I know that's probably going to be more of a family-centric movie, a lot more fun, lighthearted. But this is like for the people that are just like, I want to go see something really fun and entertaining and just crazy and just insane. Because a lot of the sequences in this movie are very cool. The third act is awesome. I think like the big war that they have is really cool. But overall, it just, like you said, it was missing something. There's like, there's like no soul or like heart to the movie. Like there's nothing that really like, it feels like there's a lot of great scenes, but there's that one like through line that's just missing to connect it all and like make it really cohesive and like just great. I think Wonder Woman has that, where it's like, it's just a really good movie. I do think Aquaman is probably the second best DC movie, like right in front of Man of Steel. Like probably, I gotta see this movie again to really determine that. But it's way better than Batman vs Superman. It's way better than Suicide Squad. It's way better than Justice League. It's a decent movie, and I think it's a step in the right direction for DC. After Wonder Woman, I think their solo movies are really where they hit hard, and I can't wait for, you know, Joker and Shazam next year. It was okay. It's fine, and I think it's going to make a lot of money. It's already made a ton of money in China, so they're doing okay with this movie. So, it was fine. Check it out if you want. So for spoilers, what were you about to say when you were meant to?
Oh yeah, they're like, we have to fight. So Ocean Master, he's like, we need to fight would it be Overworld?
The surface world?
The surface world. We need to fight them because they're polluting our waters and all this. And then he goes off and fights like another clan, and it's like, what? I thought you were fighting the surface world. Like, why are you fighting them? It was just kind of confusing, and that's what Jake was saying about the third act. That whole fight scene was really awesome and cool, but it was just like, I thought you were fighting the surface world, not these people. Like, this wasn't even mentioned. Unless you watch it again, you notice it, but
you probably will pick it up. Yeah.
It wasn't made explicitly really clear that this was going to happen next. It's kind of just like, he gets to try it, Aquaman gets to try it, and you just kind of see him fighting this other clan, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess this is happening now.
I do think, like, for spoilers and stuff, like, the Nicole Kidman returning, very How to Train Your Dragon 2, which I mentioned to, like, everybody when I saw it, it was the same thing as How to Train Your Dragon 2, and it's very weird, because there's like dinosaurs on the world, and it's very weird. I'm gonna like kind of touch on like a couple sequences that I do think could have been cut out. The desert scenes, and as cool as it was, and awesome, and like very horror vibe, the trench scene could have been probably cut, where they're like jumping in the water and all those like monsters around.
Oh yeah,
it was visually amazing and everything. And
that was just like
they could have gotten rid of that and maybe saved it for like a sequel because they mentioned the trench a lot in this movie, and I think
that actually could have been really cool for a sequel. Like
definitely
a whole segment where they're just in it and they're like,
It feels at times it doesn't get there, but it feels kind of overstuffed.
Yeah, sometimes.
You know, there's two villains. One of them really just kind of takes a back seat, which from the trailers you'd think Black Manta's the main villain here. But that's not the case at all. Like, he kind of dies until, if you say for the post-credit scene, obviously he doesn't. Black Manta really takes a backseat. I thought he looked cooler, and I thought his whole like vibe, his whole like arc with his father and everything at the beginning was cool, and I thought it worked because you're kind of like believable, and it's like, I understand why he's going after Aquaman. He killed his father. Basically, he didn't save him.
Yeah.
Although, I really do need to say that, like, Ocean Masters, like, the environmental message that they have without, like, beating you over the head with it, I do think it's very, like, seamless and very well done. Where, like, they're polluting the waters, like, we're bringing this war to them and because they just don't know how to treat us because, you know, we're people down here, too. And we're going to bring all this trash up on the world. I thought that was really cool, seeing the tidal wave. I thought the de-aging was bad. In the beginning, the father, like, they made him, because like in Marvel they usually do that where like they make the actors look younger, but they did it with Aquaman's father in this movie, and it's terrible. And they also do it with Willem Dafoe, and it's a lot better.
Yeah.
But I think the really like my favorite scene in the whole movie is when they're like having that like trial.
Yeah.
The two of them are fighting. That was great. And a lot of the cheesier aspects of Aquaman they managed to make like badass, like really really cool, like the Aquaman like outfit.
Oh yeah.
They made it so cool. And when he's like riding in on like that big monster, it's amazing. And he's able to talk to fish, and they make it like really awesome and not stupid. I don't know. Overall, I thought Aquaman was okay. It's not a terrible movie, but it's not that great.
I was gonna say it's kind of like the reverse of Batman and Superman. Like Batman and Superman had too much taken out.
Yes.
This one had too much left in.
It's kind of weird how like we don't have that balance yet.
Yeah, I know.
Where it's like you know we're like Batman or Superman needed a 3-hour cut to really make a cohesive movie. This movie feels like it's overstuffed and there's too much, and you probably could have cut a lot of that out. It's very weird how we're still at that stage with DC where it's like, this movie's too long, please cut some of it out. It's a solo origin movie. It's like Wonder Woman I think is the same length as this movie, but that movie feels
better.
It feels, the pacing is a lot better. I think that's the other thing, the pacing on this movie is not great. As good as the CGI was, it feels like my eyes got cavities.
Yeah.
Like there's so much CGI. So much.
Of it, yep.
Are you guys gonna see Aquaman this coming weekend? Are you gonna see Bumblebee? Are you gonna see Mary Poppins? Or are you gonna do what you really should do and see Spider-Verse for the 4th or 5th time because that movie's great? Although I do highly recommend Bumblebee as well. You can check out our review for that as well. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And what do you guys think of Aquaman? Comment down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.